Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today we're talking about kids with abilities. That's right. A lot of kids have some very interesting gifts and abilities, but I would also say you also see that in adults as well. So we're talking about kind of kids with like the ability to kind of see predictions, or kind of almost like even more than deja vu, is kind of like seeing what's about to happen. One of the main characteristics is being able to see. A lot of people think like, oh, you need to be looking at a crystal ball to be able to see the future. Really not the way it works all the time. A lot of times, psychic kids, even adults, can see them as just kind of like daydreams. Sometimes they'll come in as night dreams. Sometimes it can just be something that overwhelms you. You'll see something and it will trigger that memory, and the child will go into that vision and see things that are about to happen. And kind of one of the interesting things is to kind of keep track of them, because everybody has a delay system. Okay, so when you see the prediction to when it happens, everybody has a different delay system. And so sometimes that delay system is a few minutes to a few hours. Sometimes it's up to a week or a month or even a couple of years. Everybody has a different delay system. And so knowing what that child's delay system is helps them feel in control of understanding what this means. Or sometimes, like when it comes through, you'll see bits and pieces of it, but if you kind of keep going back to it over and over again, it'll kind of fill in the puzzle. So it's kind of like watching a movie but only seeing like the beginning and the middle but not the end. And then you can go back and kind of go through the same prediction again and kind of fill in from like the beginning and kind of getting some more pictures until you get to the middle, and then kind of fill in a little bit afterwards. You kind of like get more of a better picture of what's being told to you or what's gifted to you. A lot of times when these start coming in, it's important to kind of keep track of them so you can see the delay system. So one of the things that I use a lot is a notebook. So this is really great, and if the child's too young to write it down, make sure that mom or dad or someone else helps them, but keep the date. Write down the prediction as much as you can, and then if they have that same event come up to them several times, make sure that they're adding to it. Okay, after this happens, or after this happened. And so it kind of gives them a little bit of way to kind of fill in the blanks, because not all predictions are 100% like this is what's going to happen. These are the things that are going to happen. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a fill in the blank and kind of like get the different parts of the story and get them all in the right direction, because that can really be helpful when you're trying to understand what they are. And then also start looking for that prediction to come true. Like I said, everybody has a delay system. So how long after the child has the prediction, how long is it taking for that prediction to come through? Like I said, everybody can be a little bit differently, but to kind of know where that child's prediction, and it's never 100% like, oh, it's this many hours or this many days. Sometimes it's 3 to 4 days. Sometimes it's 7 to 8 days. Sometimes it's 10 days. So it kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what the delay system is, how is it coming through, and how can you help them work through it. And it's important to honor that prediction when it does come through, because that can be really special for the child. Not everybody has the gift of prediction. Not everybody can see what's about to happen before it actually happens. It's a very rare gift. It's a very special gift, and it can be really, really cool to kind of know what's coming up and kind of watch it unfold, kind of like watch your dream unfold for everybody else. Like, that was my dream. That's what I just dreamt, and this is now it's happening. So that's the really cool part of it. So kind of understanding that and keeping it something that y'all talk about, that is known to the family, that y'all are keeping up with this and kind of talking through things and communication through this, because like I said, it can be really scary for for a child to see something and then not understand it. Have someone honor your gift and your ability and help you make sense of it is most important for any psychic child, but it can be really, really special to kind of understand that gift with them. So let's pull a couple of angel cards and hopefully get us a deeper insight into kids with abilities and predictions. This one is jumping forward. Forgiveness. One of the things that I think a lot of us kind of deal with is when a prediction doesn't come out correctly, or it doesn't come out the way we said it was going to, or what we saw or what we felt. And a lot of times people kind of can pick on us, and it's one of those, that's what you saw. And I can't argue with that. It's one of those, when my angels and guides tell me something, people argue with me, and I'm like, I have to stay on their side. I have to know that that's what they tell me. Now, the time frame may be off, or when it's going to happen is off, but I know this is coming. I know this is coming because my angels and guides that I trust told me it was coming. So I know it's on its way. So that's the really important part, is to kind of trust that with them and give them that benefit of the doubt. But when it doesn't happen, don't make them feel bad about it. Just going, okay, so maybe we got the time frame off. Maybe this is a prediction that's going to take a little bit longer. Or let's look globally. Where did this happen globally? Maybe it's something that didn't happen in the United States. Maybe it's something that happened somewhere else. That can be really important. Soulmates. Sometimes we can have predictions of meeting friends, meeting other people that have like the same kind of gifts and abilities, and that can be such a soul connection to meet someone else that has predictions too, and kind of how do they work through all of that? How do they deal with that energy? How do they overcome this? How do they deal with that? And that's the best part, is having someone in this that can help them. And I think that's what's special when we have kids that have ability to understand and know that we're on their side and wanting them to make the best decisions possible in what's happening to them. Study. When predictions happen, having them study the predictions, or like I said, go back and try to fill it in. It's almost like reading the book over and over again, almost like studying. Kind of, you saw this much, now we need to fill in this part. What else comes forward? Or tell me the story again. And sometimes that can bring the story a little bit further along, so they feel like you're in their part of it, but they're also studying how to amplify their own gift. So instead of getting a small segment this time, maybe they'll get a bigger segment next time, and that can be really great and very appealing to people to kind of like, okay, this is what we need to do, or this is how we need to do this. That can be really fun and amazing as well. So that's the fun part with this. If you have a psychic child, please, that does predictions, please reach out to me. I would love to get some more insight with all of this and kind of help them through their psychic gifts and abilities. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.